Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about probably the most asked curly hair question in the world: how to prevent frizz. Curly queen Lorraine Massey famously said that frizz is just a curl waiting to happen. So today I'm going to go through some of the things that you can do to minimize frizz on your curly hair. Before I go ahead, I just want to mention that every single person in the entire world with curly hair has some amount of frizz. It is inevitable with curly hair, but there are some things that you can do to prevent it. So I'm going to split this video into two sections. The first section is going to be reasons why your hair is frizzy, and the second section is going to be things you can do to prevent or tame frizz. So let's go ahead. So the number one cause of frizz on curly hair is lack of moisture. Curly hair is naturally drier than straight hair, so it needs a lot of moisture, and we need to moisturize our hair with lots of water, the products that we use, etc, etc. And I'm going to go through some of the things we can do to moisturize and hydrate our hair a bit later on in the video. The second cause of frizz is the weather, the outdoor elements. So if the weather is particularly humid where you live, then the moisture in the air can cause frizz, and the same goes for if the climate is particularly drying, that can cause frizz as well. If you're not giving your hair the moisture that it needs, then it reaches out into the atmosphere to get the moisture. So if it's particularly humid and you find your hair goes really big, it's because it needs extra moisture and it's trying to find it from the air. So it basically starts with giving your hair the moisture and the hydration and the nourishment that it needs. Another cause of frizz on curly hair is product buildup. So you might find that you have frizz around the halo area, and it might be sticky and gunky, and that usually means that you need to clarify your hair. Product buildup can happen when you're using products that are too heavy for your hair, or if you've just been refreshing your hair loads without washing it, just putting product on product on product, that can cause product buildup as well. Something else that can cause excess frizz on curly hair is over manipulation and touching it too much. So if you are the kind of person that sits at your desk at work and constantly plays with your hair, then it's going to undefine your curls and cause frizz basically. So another cause of frizz on curly hair is the protein moisture balance. So if your hair has protein overload, you may experience like an angry, dry frizz. And if you have moisture overload, or if your hair is in need of protein, you may experience a lot of wet frizz, and you also may experience soft, mushy frizz when your hair is dry. So now that we have looked at some of the causes of frizz and the reasons why your hair might be frizzy, we're going to take a look at how you can prevent getting frizzy hair in the first place. So the first step of preventing frizzy hair is to moisturize it, hydrate that hair, nourish it. So my first tip would be to do regular deep conditioning treatments. I would recommend starting off doing them once a week and seeing how your hair responds. If you're noticing that you've got less frizz and your hair feels less dry, then you can pull back and you can do them less than once a week. Deep conditioning treatments are really good at nourishing the hair and putting that moisture back in that it loses throughout the days. What you have to remember about curly hair is that because it's all intertwined, although our scalps do produce oil that is supposed to nourish our hair, it can't actually get down to the lengths of the hair. So that's why you'll find that the ends of your hair are always drier than the top part of your hair. The second thing that I would recommend for moisturizing your hair is to really squish your conditioner into your hair when you're conditioning. So you can do this with your regular conditioner and your deep conditioner. If your hair is very dry, I would recommend doing it with both. Essentially, what you need to do is when your hair is soaking wet, detangle your hair, do all the detangling and everything. Make sure your hair's got lots and lots of water in it, as well as conditioner, and kind of scrunch your hair in pulsing motions, and you'll hear like a squelchy sound. Don't scrunch it out so that all the water comes out. You have to kind of cup your hair with the water and really squish it into the cuticles of your hair, and that will nourish them from the inside out. Another way that you can add moisture to your hair is just by using lots and lots of water. So use water with your product application, use water when you're conditioning your hair, when you're shampooing your hair, just loads of water curly hair needs water, just like our bodies need water to stay hydrated, so does our hair. Slight change of camera angle, but I just wanted to demonstrate the importance of water for reducing frizz on curly hair. So I have brushed out this side of my hair. This is not something I would usually do. I wouldn't normally dry brush my hair, but I just want to demonstrate how I would redefine this side of my hair. So I have just got a water bottle. It's literally, all this has got in it is water. I'm just going to spritz it all on my hair. Just gonna run my hand through my hair and scrunch it up so that you can really see, especially these ones at the end. They're just really coming back to life now. Tip number 2 is to protect your hair. So if you find that you wake up in the morning and your hair is really, really frizzy and it wasn't frizzy the day before, then you need to be looking at how you are protecting your hair overnight. I've got a video about how I protect my hair at night that may help you. So essentially you just need to be making sure you are not creating excess frizz by sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, and that you're tying your hair up in a way that's going to protect it. To prevent frizz, you also need to protect your hair when you are going outside in the elements. If it's raining, for example, that is going to cause frizz because, like we mentioned before, the strands are going to reach out into the atmosphere, try and get the moisture from the rain, from the humid air. I would personally put my hair in a loose pineapple. I've got plenty of tutorial on this channel on how I do my pineapples. For cold temperatures, you can even get woolly hats that have got silk lined in them, so that can protect your hair even more and help to prevent frizz. Tip number 3 is to clarify your hair. If you have product buildup or you've got a lot of any kind of build-up of like oils and outdoor elements and dirt and dust on your hair, then clarifying it once a month or less can really help. I clarify my hair probably once every 1 to 2 months, something like that. I don't really have a schedule, perhaps I should, but I kind of just go by how my hair feels. If I notice that I'm getting some build-up or my scalp's getting really itchy or something, then I would probably clarify my hair with a sulfate containing shampoo. I don't use sulfates regularly, only to clarify my hair, because that really helps to just get rid of all build up and give my hair a clean, fresh slate. So next up is products. You need to make sure that you are using products that are right for your hair, that you're not using really heavy products that are going to build up on your hair. If you want to prevent frizz, you should also be using products that help define your curls, like curl defining gels, curl activator creams, etc, etc. There's a lot of products out there, so it's really hard for me to recommend specific products, but you kind of just have to work out what works best for your hair. I find the best product for preventing frizz on my hair is gels. They really help to define my curls and they kind of seal in any frizz as well. Obviously, I do have some amount of frizz, but they help to prevent excess frizz. Something else that can really help to minimize frizz is your product application. If you are applying products to almost dry hair and you're being really rough with your application, it's just going to cause excess frizz. So you need to learn how best to apply your products, and that will differ for everyone. For example, I rake my products through soaking wet hair. For some people that doesn't work. Some people prefer the roping method. Some people prefer to just glaze and scrunch. But for me, raking product through my hair works best. What I would suggest if you are trying to minimize frizz is to make sure that firstly you're applying your cream first, so cream then gel, and that you are applying your products to soaking wet hair. Before I applied products to soaking wet hair, I had so much wet frizz and it would just the more I dried it, the frizzier it would get. So applying products to soaking wet hair works best for me. If you've watched any of my product application videos, you'll see that I apply water throughout styling, so I don't just put it on soaking wet hair and do all the scrunching and all the water's coming out and it's getting drier as I'm still applying more products. I keep making sure that my hair has water in it, and that really helps me prevent frizz. Some people find that they like applying their products on damp hair, but that doesn't work for me, so I'm just basically telling you what works to prevent frizz for me. If you haven't already done it and you've been following me on Instagram for a while and you've been watching my YouTube videos for a while, then I'm very disappointed in you. Ditch the regular terry towel. Get rid of it. Do not dry your curly hair with a regular towel that you would dry your body with. You need to be using either a microfiber towel, a specialist curl towel or just a cotton t-shirt. Regular terry towels are no good for curly hair. They take way too much moisture out of the hair, which makes it dry and then causes frizz. They cause friction on the curly hair when you rub it up and down. Don't do that. You need to gently be removing moisture by gently scrunching it out of the hair, and that is going to minimize frizz. Tip number 7 is to stop touching your hair so much, and particularly when it is wet. So obviously you can apply your products when it's soaking wet, scrunch it in, but then once you've scrunched all your products in, refrain from touching it. I am so gentle with my hair once I have applied my products, scrunched it and taken out any excess moisture. When it comes to diffusing, I'm so gentle. I very gently put the hair in the diffuser and I barely touch my hair when it's wet. So try not to touch your hair when it is wet. Also, once your hair is dry, if you touch it too much, then it can cause excess frizz. I personally don't mind this. I fluff my hair out all the time because I like to have functional frizz in my hair for volume. But if you're sitting there stretching your hair out all the time like this, if I were to keep going like this, then it's gonna undefine my hair and then it's gonna make it frizzy. You see? If I'm just running my fingers through. And the same goes with brushing your hair as well. If you brush your curly hair when it's dry, it's gonna go frizzy. Number 8 is to be gentle when diffusing your hair. So I get so many comments saying, I can't diffuse my hair, it just turns my hair into a giant frizz ball. I diffuse my hair every single time that I wash my hair and it does not give me excess frizz. And that is because of the technique that I use when I am diffusing my hair. So I use the pixie diffusing method, and this is where, with the diffuser off, you put your hair in the hairdryer, put it up to your head, then turn it on, leave it for 30 seconds or so, turn it off, then go back down. So you're turning the hairdryer off and on between sections. If you keep the hairdryer on the whole time you're diffusing your hair and you're really rough and you're going in, of course it's gonna cause excess frizz. You're blowing your hair all over the place when it's wet. So yeah, just be as gentle as possible when you are diffusing your hair. Tip number 9 is to listen to your hair. You are only going to get to know your hair by listening to it, trying things out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Obviously, you need to do your research, but once you've done your research, you can kind of put things into practice, and in time you'll be able to work out things like when your hair needs protein, when your hair needs moisture, how it feels, how it looks, how it responds to different products, etc, etc. So you really need to listen to your hair's needs. When you are assessing your hair and the type of frizz that you have, refer back to the causes of frizz that I mentioned earlier on in the video. Have you changed anything in your hair routine? Did you apply your products differently? Did you use different products? Has the weather changed? Is it now summer? Has it been really cold? Has it been really rainy? These are things that you need to look at, and by listening to your hair, you'll be able to work out what type of frizz you're experiencing and how to prevent or minimize it. So tip number 10, and my final tip for this video, is to be patient with your hair. If you have just started looking after your curls, then you can't expect them to be perfect straight away. If you are recovering from heat damage or color damage, then it can take a while for your hair to become healthy again. I will insert a picture here of my hair when I'd first started the curly girl method. It was very frizzy. I wasn't nourishing my curls. They were very dry. I was not giving them the moisture and the hydration that they needed, and I wasn't applying my products in a way that prevented frizz, so I was left with a lot of frizz. But now I've kind of learned how to look after my curls and how to apply products in a way that prevents frizz and what products are best for my hair type. So it really does take time, and you need to listen to your hair and learn about its individual needs, because what works for my hair or for somebody else's hair may not work for your hair. Curly hair is unique. It comes in lots of different types, and you just kind of have to work out what works best for you, and that takes time and patience. So that brings me to the end of the video. I really hope you found it helpful and that you found some new tips on how to prevent frizz on your curly hair. Please, please, please remember that frizz is inevitable on curly hair. There is no such thing as frizz-free curly hair. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.